Hello, everybody. Well, this is actually this video audio show. It's gonna be it's more of a follow along to the one I put out yesterday on the helicopter crash in Afghanistan that killed the two Canadian soldiers and the one British soldier. I got more information on that one right now. They released the name of the British soldier from the Royal 22nd Engineer Combat Engineer Regiment. It was a Captain Ben Babington Brown, 27 from the 22nd Engineer Regiment, Royal Engineers, was the other member killed. I could have just put a separate one in, a little sidebar, another note in it, or another piece in there, but I decided to make a second video of it. And to continue on with what I was saying. A lot of the information, a lot of people don't realize. Helicopters, when they crash, they crash. I mean, helicopters are the most mechanically unstable piece of equipment in the military. There are a lot more moving parts, more parts to fail. And you can't really do much about it. Helicopters fail when they fail. There's nothing you can't predict when they're going to fail. And this is from personal experience. Working with helicopters. More information has come about. It happened during a dust storm, so it could be meteorological cause of the crash. So it could probably not even mechanical. But you never know. It could be mechanical, it could be pilot error. You never know, but I don't think it's pilot error. Stuff, I'm not going to say it. It just happens sometimes. Thing goes. If it can't go wrong, it will go wrong. Whoever doesn't know what law that is, it's Murphy's Law. If it can't go wrong, it will go wrong. Nothing you can do about it. The choppers were part of the Canadian Helicopter Force of Afghanistan, based at Canada Airfield, had flown to a remote American FOB Fort Operating Base in Tarnak Vajalak district in southwest Zabul province, about 80 kilometers northeast of Kandahar city. The flight just outside of Canada's normal area operation in Kandahar province was to pick up the British engineer. So it was more of a pickup transport flight. So there's a lot of things we have to remember. We can't blame the pilot. We can't blame the Taliban. We can't blame the insurgents. It's just a freak of nature. More than anything else. This is bad luck. Here's a quote from Lieutenant Colonel Mark Bidoit, commander of the Helicopter Task Force. Constituted a little more than 6 months ago, said Tuesday. We feel mixed emotions of pain and frustration. This incident was not expected. None of these instances are never expected, but they're going to happen. It's so far. There's only one comment in this article. It's another Toronto Star article. I know I always quote the Toronto Star articles. They're one of the few papers I do read. I find the information relatively decent. Not the greatest, but very good source of information. Like I said before, it was killed on Monday's crash was Corporal Pat Audette, 38 of Montreal, and a flight engineer, and Corporal Martin Jonette, 25, a gunner from Saint Calix, ST Calixte, Quebec. British engineer Ben Babington Brown, 27, was from the 22nd Engineer Regiment, as mentioned earlier. With the second, it's common in parts southern Afghanistan helicopters landing and departing at operating bases to become engulfed in dust whipped up by the rotors. With the second Griffon in the air nearby, the pilot lifted off and struggled to orient the helicopter in the whirled up dust storm, compounded by gusty conditions that caused visibility essentially to zero, said sources said. The helicopter veered too close to the reinforced security perimeter, which is designed to ward off suicide bombers and direct fire from insurgents. Military authorities have declined to talk officially about the circumstances of the crash, as an air-wing investigation has been launched. They only say publicly that enemy action has been ruled out, despite Taliban claims of having shot down the craft. Gee, they must have a pretty good rocketeer guy there, or a gunner, because during a dust storm, you can't see bloody nothing. It's we work on aircraft, even in the winter. Working with helicopters, it's very dangerous to be on the ground, doing ground operations with a helicopter. Just gotta remember, that's what I went to school for. I went to school for aircraft maintenance, and I'll tell you one thing: it is absolutely dangerous on the ground with the helicopter running. Due to snowouts, whiteouts, sandouts, any number of conditions that could happen, especially in the winter. Winter's the worst time for helicopter instances here in Canada. Anything with loose sand, anything like that, it's always good to be alert, and hence why we do at airports around Canada, airfields around Canada. What they do is they clean up. They do FOD checks. They do FOD sweeps, which is basically any piece of debris that become projectiles for helicopters, any type of aircraft really. So I mean, and basically it's part of what happened to Air France. It was a FOD hit that caused the damage on the Air France that brought that first Air France Concorde out of the sky. It caused that problem, the first one. So I mean, I'm annoyed that the Taliban have claimed shooting it down. They don't have the skill to do this. They're good, yes, I give them that. They're good, but they're not that good, and they would never get that close to one of these bases. The Americans or the Brits or us Canadians stopping them. So I mean, it's a very tricky situation, and we all have to understand Canada does an outstanding job each and every time. And yeah, we are doing an amazing job. Like I was saying in the other video, with this to follow on to, is that our troops, we only lost 124 compared to 715 American and 175 British troops in Afghanistan so far. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We weren't doing a lot of combat operations early, but we were still doing combat operations. And most of our fatalities have been roadside bombs. They only have a few in combat. Were actually killed due to combat enemy action. The direct firefights so far, which is excellent numbers. It's sad for the families, I know, but the numbers overall, it just shows one thing about our guys. Our training is up there with the best of them. Our forces are trained like the American Special Forces. We're trained like the U.S. Army Rangers. They're Delta Force. They're Green Berets. They're Navy SEALs. The Marines. Marines are special regular force, but the Force Recon Marines. Navy SEALs, people like that. Special ops groups like that. So yeah, we are very well knowledgeable, very well trained troops, and that's the one area where we have the benefit. Why Canada is so great in the field, military-wise. I'm not going to do my military historical rant like I normally do, but Canada has shown time and again how good we are in the field. We know how to take up objectives with relative ease. Well, the Americans have a harder time. The Americans' failures have started all the way back in Korea. Their regular forces are a joke. Overall, they have numbers. That's all they have. Say China has all the numbers, and India has all the numbers. They have nothing against Canada. Numbers mean nothing to me. It's skill, training. A small force can take on a bigger force and win. It's all come down to one thing: how well each side's trained. They're well trained. The bigger force is well trained. Okay, we have a fight for it. But most times now, they're not well trained. This is the end of this video. Audio commentary on this article due to the camera difficulties. So I mean, thank you everybody for listening to my fish program. It's going to be I have a couple more articles I want to comment on, but we'll get them on their event as soon as we can. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, great night. This is BC here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, signing off for another day.